like to give a shout out to everybody that's listening all over the world. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Raw Style Podcast. I have the hostess with the mostest with me, Mr. Al Shaw, my brother in the building.
What's happening?
Nothing much, my brother. You doing all right?
I'm wonderful.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. We are here at the International Black Theater Festival 2024. And this special guest was around when it was coined Montastic. And we have the one and only Miss Sheila Beverly. I'll always love my mama. She's my favorite girl. We have my mama in the building, Miss Sheila Beverly. How are you, Mom?
I'm doing great, and I'm so glad to be with you, Chris and Al.
That's right.
My two sons.
That's right.
Oh, my.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is such a full circle moment. I have my mom here today because I thought it was so befitting. She was around at the beginning, the conception of when it was before it was just the National Black Theater Festival, and then it's evolved into the International Black Theater Festival. And because my mom was a catalyst in pushing us into the arts and being a huge advocate for us to be a part of events that happened in the community, it's just a full circle moment. And we wanted to make this short and sweet, but have a lot of meat in it as well. So my mom is just gonna give us a little history on this as she's worked with the festival in the beginning. Mom, you can take it away however you would like to. Thank you so much for joining us too.
Thank you. I guess one of the biggest things for me would be how I became a part of the festival by knowing Larry's wife, Sylvia Hamlin. We became friends through cosmetic business. She had a cosmetic business, and I had just come back from Florida State University, and my plan was to teach and to get my master's in English. Meeting Sylvia, she said, why not in library science? Because she was the librarian here in Winston-Salem over the libraries. And I said, no, I prefer English. She said, well, why don't you come down and work with me at the festival? So I was kind of coined the office manager, and I was like following Sylvia everywhere she went, every step. I think one of the biggest things I remember is when we had to do bank deposits, and we would go do bank deposits at 1, 2, and 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Because she would be Larry, wherever their hotel room was, I can't remember right now, but there was a financial part set up in there. So Sylvia and I would be there in the very back. She would do all the counting, and I would help her out.
Wow.
And then I would drive her, to the bank. And at that time, of course, we did the banking through dropping it in the night deposit box. And we did those kind of deposits every night.
Wow.
I remember when we used to drive around Winston-Salem to the different spots where the festival plays were being held to collect the money from the doors.
Wow.
And after we did all that collection, I would drive her those places. Then we would come back to that hotel room, and she would do the counting, and I would help her with that, however she wanted me to.
Yeah.
And then I'd say, are you ready? And we would dash away, and I would drive her to the bank so that she could make those deposits. So I know now that, in the modern day festival, I know things are very different.
Sure.
But I'm talking about 1989.
The first year.
Yeah,
Oh,
the very first year.
Wow.
And the other thing about that year, these two fellas, along with their sister, were ushers, because what Larry wanted to do was include youth in this National Black Theater Festival at that time.
Yeah.
And so one of the things, we had the plays up at the Coliseum, where the theater was up there then.
The little theater?
The little theater.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
And so The young people were the ushers. Now, that first year in 1989, they had to really be dressed up. So these guys were very dressed up in shirts and
And tight,
ties
and tight vest.
Yes, and vests for the festival, and that they had on sports coats, and their
Yes.
sister had on a skirt and something else. I don't remember. But during that year, they all
Tight
had
vest.
on black, and they were very, very dressed up.
Yeah,
So
very
I'm
much
very
so.
proud to see them still very much engaged with the international
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
Black Theater Festival.
Yes, yes.
And we can't go without mentioning Dr. Maya Angelou, who was the first chairperson, an award-winning poet and author,
Yes.
who also taught at Wake Forest University.
Yeah, rest
So
in
we
peace.
cannot forget her. And also that first year, Oprah Winfrey was here, and so
That's
was
right.
Cicely Tyson.
That's right.
And there were so many stars
Legends.
and
Legends,
and
very
the
much so.
legends. Yes.
Yes.
And I cannot remember them all, but I remember that it was so packed you could hardly get in downtown
I remember
to
those
drive
days.
your car or
Yeah,
walk.
yeah.
We had to arrive about 2 hours early
Mm,
so that they could get in position
mhm.
to do the ushering.
Yes.
And it was quite an endeavor.
Yes.
Now, at that time, there were a number of different spots that they used to hold plays,
Yes.
right? Reynolds High School
Yes,
auditorium.
that was one of them.
I think I ushered there.
At Reynolds High School.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
if they still.
And
host the
that
plays
I
there,
do
but-
not know, because after the first festival, I remember that Larry let all of us have time off, and he and Sylvia, they went overseas, and I can't remember what country they went to, but they were there
Yeah.
maybe a month or so.
Wow.
And so everything was kind of, shut down, only because when I say we worked, you all,
You worked.
it was serious.
Yeah.
And Larry was so dedicated,
Yes.
and so was Sylvia. And when I say it seems like it was a 24-hour work shift,
Yeah.
that's the way it seemed.
Yes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's beautiful. To your point, Al, I remember being at the Stevens Center too.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
was one of the
Stevens
places.
too.
Yes.
I remember Reynolds too, though. I remember Reynolds. So that was a beautiful time. I have a picture. I have a picture at home that you gave me, Mom. It was on a piece of paper, and I think you were at. Where is it that they do the films at? Well, I guess that would be the Stevens Center. You
Yeah,
stand
it
in front of the
probably
Stevens
was
Center.
at the Stevens Center.
Yeah, you were standing in front of a playbill on that, and as I was looking at it, I just thought about how I didn't really think about what you were doing because we were young.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about.
Yeah, we didn't really get it.
We didn't get
It was
it.
So, like,
fun.
I'm learning within
It
this
was fun.
conversation.
I
I'm
know,
learning.
right, Al?
Yeah,
Like,
you
what I
all were
really-
real excited. I remember that.
Yes, I just remember us doing it, but I don't think it really hit us till later on.
Yeah.
Like now, when I talk to people now and I bring your name up, they're like, "Oh man, that's your mom," or they bring up Tanya's name. They
she
remember us.
performed one year.
Yeah, they remember us from
As an
being
adult.
there,
Mhm.
ushering in there, but also the groundwork that you put in to lead us into us. We're here now.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I'm
Go
very
ahead.
proud of that.
Yeah.
I am glad that I had an opportunity to work with Larry and Sylvia and all of the team that was working with us at that time.
Yeah.
It was really refreshing. And after that, by the time Larry and Sylvia returned, I had gotten a job with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School System as a teacher.
Oh,
And so I
wow.
said, y'all, I will not be able to come back because I am. But you guys still went back and ushered.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
You
sure
all
did.
Still were
Mhm.
active.
Yes,
But I
yes.
could not come back because my workload was heavy as a teacher.
Yes.
This
And-
is at Parkland.
Yes, this was at
That's
Parkland
right,
High
Al.
School.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then after that, I did State Farm Insurance for 10 years and then decided
Yes.
to go to Appalachian State
Yes.
and finish that master's degree.
Yes.
And so my life became very educational oriented, and I really could not break away. But I thank God that you all continued to usher and be a part of the festival those years that Mom was steady on something else.
There it is,
And
on the
this-
right path.
This has been the most wonderful thing, the festival, to come to the city of Winston-Salem.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I think it's important that we, and I'm hoping, I'm sure they will as a team, kind of look at and compare, like maybe the first few years,
Yeah.
and how it's evolved and how beautiful it's become.
Yes.
And just because it's a whole nother generation
Whole
Oh, yes.
nother
And that's
generation.
what
that
I'm
will
looking at.
need to be empowered
Yes.
to continue
Yes.
continue this.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
hoping the baton is being transferred to to these young folk, so
That's
they
right.
can continue it, and it will continue to be huge for Winston-Salem.
Yes, yes.
That is my wish too.
No. I was going to say this. I don't remember details when I was speaking with Brian McLaughlin yesterday, who's the director over the media, responsible for the media for the International Black Theater Festival. And when I spoke with him on yesterday, I can't remember vividly, so I'm paraphrasing a little bit. So
Come on.
y'all, yeah.
Okay.
So he was talking about how it went from $1 million, to your point, Alvin, Al, to like two.
The hell?
All right. I don't know what happened.
Okay, hold on. This was a serious moment, but I messed up my
serious
brother's
moment.
name.
Go ahead.
Bring us
I
on.
messed
Bring
it
us
up. Okay.
on.
So he's talking about the money, and he was talking about you going from $1 million to like $200 million, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
that's
let me
being
share
brought to the
this.
city. So go
Okay,
ahead.
well, let me share
And
this.
again, I'm paraphrasing that number. I may be a little off, but I think I'm right on that. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to share that 10 weeks before the festival, the very beginning in 1989, there was only $5,000 raised in 10 weeks. But the week of the festival, the first night is when the 10,000 came to the city. And it was more
than that.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And so that is amazing.
Yes.
What happens when the word gets out and people begin to come and support,
Yes.
how that those dollars do increase. So support.
Yes,
is very
please
important.
support,
Yes,
support,
indeed.
support.
Yeah, support is important.
Yes, very, very important. Mom, this has been just an absolutely refreshing conversation, but also just a legacy that
Yes.
has been left
Yes.
behind, and hopefully we can continue that legacy by
Yeah.
bringing our kids
Yeah.
and letting them be a part of and volunteer as well.
Oh, I
because-
got some
Exactly.
tight vests lined up.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
I
That's
definitely got
excellent.
something for Nico. That boy, he got to wear a tight one, boy. Yes, sir. So I'm looking forward to continuing this legacy, Mom. And I'm going to say this to you, and I'm sure Al shares the same sentiments as I does that
I do.
I do. My mom's an English teacher, and she's gonna correct me. Yeah.
All right.
And saying, Mom, we appreciate and thank you so much for this legacy of the International Black Theater Festival that
you're
you left
welcome.
behind for
Yes,
us.
I'm very thankful.
Yes,
to you.
because now we get to continue and push it and enjoy this legacy as well, and really understand the importance and value of
Yes.
this being a part of our community. Anything you want to say or share, Al, before we go?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I was just going to share the other part, that the very beginning of the festival was created to celebrate the African American theater and to unite Black theater companies in the United States.
Yes.
The festival's first chairperson, of course, we said, was Dr. Maya Angelou. And I think it's really great to think about all of those companies coming together like that, because it brought about unity throughout the whole United States and now internationally.
Yeah.
And the good thing about that is they came on one accord as actors, as singers, as dancers as well. And I think that was really good. I think the most exciting part for me was watching the people come in and all of the long lines to get into the theater. I just want to share this one thing. There was another person that came, and she was an author and a writer, and I recognized her because of being an English major.
Mm.
So I saw her in line and I said to her, hi, I'm Sheila Beverly, and you are, and she laughed and we said her name together. And then I said, you do not have to wait in line. Come on, let me take you to Dr. Maya Angelou. I said, is that your friend? She said, yes. I said, come on. She said, are you sure? I said, I'm positive. I'm the office manager. Let's go.
Yeah, sometimes you got to pull it up.
Sometimes you got to pull a little rank.
Never forget that. And she said, okay, I'll follow you.
I
And
love
so
it.
when we got to the front door, I turned around and said, she's with me. We're good. And they laughed and said, okay, Miss Beverly. I said, very good.
Yes.
And I took her up to Dr. Maya Angelou,
Beautiful.
who was her friend. And it was Maury Evans was the
Oh,
person.
wow.
Yeah, the writer, Maury Evans.
I love
she
it.
was here. And I'll never forget her look on her face when I said, you don't have to wait in line.
So I absolutely love this. It's a great segue for us to close, but also a great way to plug your book. If you would, could you please plug your book on Amazon and tell the folks how they can purchase your book?
All right. Well, I wasn't expecting that. My book is entitled Rethinking Writing, One Word at a Time, 8 Parts of Speech, Supplemental Activities and Resources Workbook. And it is designed to help students learn how to write through building what's called a grammar bubble manipulative, which teaches them that 8 parts of speech color-coded, and they learn all the parts of speech, and they learn to write from a word to a sentence to a paragraph to an essay and to a book. All of our future authors. There we go.
All right.
That's
I absolutely
beautiful.
love it. Thank you so much, Miss Beverly.
You're welcome.
Mom.
Yes. And
Thank you.
thank you, 2 sons.
Yes, you're very,
Yes,
very
indeed.
welcome. You're very, very welcome.
Thank you.
Listen, I hope something was said to you that can help you become a better you. Listen, if you didn't get a chance to tap in with the International Black Theater Festival, you still got a little bit of time, 2024, because I'm telling you, there's some fantastic things happening on this evening too as well. So make sure you get out, come out, support, enjoy yourself, have a good time. And if you don't make it back this time, then you got 2 more years to prepare yourself to come
There you
back again and be a part of this Mobtastic event. Listen, right here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Remember, again, it's Mobtastic, baby. Listen, I'm Chris Ross, and this is the Ross Cloud Podcast, and we'll be right back more here at the International Black Theater Festival, heading right here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, 2024. It's Mobtastic. Peace. We'll be right back.
All right.
Today's episode of the Ross Cloud Podcast is sponsored in part by GospelStationCharts.com, where you can view gospel radio station song charts and track the promotion of your song, such as view how many stations are playing your song and how often, including what day and time your song played. Check it out now. Visit GospelStationCharts.com.